Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And after the success of my perfume collection, here I am with my updated perfume collection slash haul. So add to the previous video all of these perfumes I've purchased recently. Why did I go on an insane shopping spree purchasing perfume in general? Because L'Artisan Parfumeur, which is a house of perfumery, a French house of perfumery, has just discontinued all their previous packaging, which means all of their products were on a sales website with 60–70% off at retail price, which is very rare for very good perfume. So if you ever see something like that, please grab them. It's a once in a lifetime chance usually. As such, I have a lot of L'Artisan Parfumeur to show you guys, and a little bit of Atelier Cologne, which I've purchased some minis, which I'll show you in a bit. So, beginning with L'Artisan Parfumeur. This is their Privé collection, which I think they just integrated in their normal collection right now. Yeah, that's it. When they changed the packaging, this used to be the Privé collection packaging in various colors. Some were white, some pink, etc. But their original packaging was something like this, in a cardboard, not velvety stuff. So this cardboard is the normal line of fragrance, but this used to be the case, but now everything's like this in the packaging you'll see on the other ones. This also has a special bottle inside. So you open this, and actually this fragrance, by the way, is by L'Artisan Parfumeur, and it's called Rappelle-toi, remember it, or remember yourself, something like that. Rappelle-toi is remember, so just that. And inside you find something like this. This is a 50 milliliter bottle. This is one of the Privé bottles of perfume, and the packaging, I just can't bring myself to part with it because it's very pretty. It comes inside like this. Let me just put it back. Pretty. And comes like this, and as you can see, it's a very exclusive and beautiful bottle, and you don't find this on normal perfume stores on the high street or something like that. Now, Rappelle-toi, what do I have to say about this fragrance in particular? I'm going to read the notes. I have my cell phone here with Fragrantica open, and we have as the perfume pyramid, we have gin on top notes, we have Sichuan pepper, we have gardenia, it's very floral yet smoky, we have incense, thus the smokiness, sandalwood, musk, and honey on the base. And it's a very feminine fragrance. This is all fragrances by L'Artisan Parfumeur are actually for both genders, so all of those are by gender in general. Although they do say here in Fragrantica this is for women and for women and men. Yeah, I just read it for women. All of this brand doesn't work for men and for women. So if you find that a fragrance suits you, whether you're male, female, transgender, doesn't really matter. If you're transgender, you're either male or female. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what your gender is. You choose whatever perfume you think suits you, because perfume doesn't know gender. That's marketing that knows gender, not perfume. But although there is no gender associated with it, I associate this fragrance as it's very delicate, it's floral. I associate with femininity, so I don't think most men would be comfortable with this, although it does have a certain smokiness. So if you like a good floral, whether you're male or female, it's a very beautiful perfume to have. It's very floral. Once again, it's kind of Swedish, it's kind of smoky. I wouldn't be comfortable in wearing this in the summer. I think it's too heavy. I would be overwhelmed. But it's a perfume I'd use if I dressed up, you know, so that's the context of this. This is the most special one out of the bunch. Next one. Now the opposite extreme. Next one, we have Caligna. This was one of the first I knew I wanted to buy. And why? Because I have a small sample of this. I've already showed you on my perfume collection. And I've already showed you a small sample. I've been using it for a long while now, a year. And this is the most perfect summer fragrance ever. When I smell this, I think of summer dresses and sunshine and lemon and ice cream. And so the top notes of this perfume are listed on Fragrantica are clary sage, so sage, and fig, rose, and what is this? Oh, mandarin leaf, that's why the fruitiness, and jasmine. And then we have in the middle, jasmine in the middle, mastic or lentist, I don't know what it is, violet. And the base notes are pine needles, pine tree, oak actually, and ambroxan, which is some kind of amber derived molecule, I think. But to me it smells like something citrusy, so I'm sure it has something more citrusy, but it's a very sophisticated citrusy. It's not like detergent citrusy, and I think this is the most sophisticated summer fragrance I've ever smelled in my life. And I knew I wanted a full-size bottle, and this is 100 milliliters. So for you to know the difference in size. I love this one, and I think this suits literally everyone. If you don't like a very heavy, strong scent, you'll love this. If you're a male, you'll love this. If you're a female, you'll love this. Whatever your preferences are, even if you like more sophisticated scents, you'll like this. This is a very universal. For me, it's one of the most universal scents of L'Artisan. One of their most famous is Zing, and another one, yeah, Zing is the one that reminds of the circus because it's very animalistic, and that's not a universal scent. It's the most famous because it's the most unique. This one is the most universal of all the L'Artisan range, without a doubt. If you want to start, if you want a gateway drug, this is a very good gateway drug into L'Artisan, as well as other I'm going to show you next. The other gateway drug inside L'Artisan is this one, because this one always sparks the same reaction. Oh my god, I never smelled like nothing like that in my life. So this is T42, and T42, as the name would suggest, is actually trying to recreate the ritual of tea, or the tea of 5. I've already used all of this. I love this perfume. I'm so regretful that I didn't get the 100 milliliter one. This one is just 50 milliliters, and I'm so regretful that I didn't get the 100 milliliter one, because I wasn't sure that it would be complete love, but it does so very much. And this is one of the most unique scents L'Artisan probably produces, and I don't own anything like it. I've never smelled anything like it, although it does have some comparison in the Fragrantica website. No, they don't have any comparisons. They only have the people who like this also liked, etc. So this one, what does it have? Does it smell like tea? Top notes are bergamot, star anise, and then we have tea, and then middle notes, it's cinnamon, ginger, and what is this? Pepper, spices in general, spices. I think this has a lot of pepper in general. Gingerbread. This is a very comforting winter autumn scent, in my opinion. It's as comforting as a cup of tea inside a bottle. This is the most perfect encapsulation of everything I love, and I think this is one of those that I'll be more than willing to pay full price for the whole bottle of 100 milliliters, because for me it's very worth it. The base notes are a little bit sweet, a lot sweet. You have honey, vanilla, and then we have leather and tobacco. So you have a little smokiness, a little leatheriness, and a little sweetness. So the smokiness for the tea, because black tea is actually smoked, in case you don't know that. And really, this is perfect. So perfect. If you can give it a whiff, give it a whiff, because really awesome fragrance. Going back to another more summery fragrance, at least for me, this is the Première Figuer by L'Artisan Parfumeur, once again. L'Artisan Parfumeur, once again. And a lot of houses, a lot of brands have a fig scent right now, because fig apparently is all the rage in fragrance. And this is a fig leaf kind of scent, and if you've smelled fig leaves, water that comes out of fig leaves. This is it. Just this is it. Let me show you the notes too of this. And we have, once again, the bottle. Also, if you want some of these perfumes, don't guide yourself for the bottle. The bottle itself is the same. The colors have changed. That's just it. But the labeling is completely different. So search for the name, which is exactly the same. So if you're interested in some of my descriptions and you want to purchase one of these, search for the name, not the label, because it's different. And then we have here Premier Figuer. The top notes are fig leaf, we have caramel, we have middle notes fig itself, then we have, this is sandalwood, sandalwood, almond. Base notes we have lime, we have coconut, we have dried fruits, and we have also sandalwood on the base notes. So it's a Swedish scent, without a doubt. It's more sweet than it is. I expected it to be more fresh than sweet, but actually it's more sweet. If you don't like very sweet scents, this is not for you. But it's a very sweet, summery fragrance once again, but it develops in a kind of smoky way. Also, all perfumes from L'Artisan are kind of smoky and are really interesting. So once again, this one is a good one to check out if you like fresh and sweet scents. Now, going on to my favorite. Actually, it's a tie between T42 and this one. I'm not sure which one I love the most, because I have such a crush for Tuberose. I really do, for Tuberose. And this is Nuit de Tuberose, and I'm in love with Fracas. I love it. I love every single perfume that has Tuberose. And this one is the mother of it. No, Fracas is the mother of it, but this is a very close cousin, I think. If you don't have enough money to buy Fracas, buy this one. Really. This one is very powdery, smoky, and flowery, and everything they tell you a lady should be on a bottle, basically. And let me just read you the notes if the website wants to open. Here it is. Now, top notes, what do we have? We have cranberry, no, pink pepper, I'm sorry. Look like cranberries. Pink pepper. And then we have cloves. It smells heavily of cloves, if you've ever smelled cloves. Mandarin orange, exactly right. Tuberose, yeah, middle notes. These are the middle core notes. These are mostly, you can smell mostly flowers, really, in the middle. Then we have rose, as I said, ylang ylang, which is also a flower, and then mango. On the base notes, we have precious woods, we have musk, we have amber, resins in general, amber and other ones, and angelica flower. As I've said, so good. Like a lady with poise, basically. That's how I feel when I wear this. I feel like a lady with poise who has her stuff together. So if you want to feel like you have your stuff together, this one is a good one to go for. Also, if you like more flowery scent in your guy, it's also a very good one, because Tuberose is a very carnal flower, as the name of the Frederick Mahler scent, and it develops very nicely on male skin. Yeah, I've tried to spray my caballo here, and yeah, it develops very nicely. So if you're a guy, don't feel discouraged just because this is a flowery scent. Now, one that is very curious, in my humble opinion. This one was like a purchase that I was like, I'm not sure if this is gonna be okay. But this is L'Eau d'Ambre by Artisan Parfumeur. This perfume was launched in 1978. And you can smell the 1978 in this perfume, like no other. This is the 80s in a bottle. Yeah, remember how people smelled in the 80s? I don't, because I was born in 88. But this was what people smell like in the 80s. That's the only valid description I can give you of this scent, because I'm useless face of that. It's not a scent I could use every day, not at all, really. Actually, this has to be I have to be in a very special mood to wear this fragrance. Although it's a huge ass bottle, but you can smell mainly amber. That's the top note listed here. You can also smell patchouli and then vanilla and geranium. I have a problem with my skin. Every single scent turns sweet. My boyfriend, for example, every single scent on him turns smoky. Insensée, actually. He smells like a church with most perfumes. And I smell like a candy bag because I eat a lot of candy. That's the only valid explanation I can find about it. So this one actually develops a little sweeter on my skin. But it's not a perfume I can stand, for example, in summer. It's too heavy. It's too overwhelming. You feel like coughing if you smell this in the summer. This is a very warm scent. This is a very hot scent, so don't wear this in the summer at all. Run away. But if you miss that 80s smell and you think, oh god, no one does perfume like they did in the 80s. Yes, they do. L'Artisan does, at least. This also is very interesting to overlay with other perfumes, but I wouldn't advise that if you have no real knowledge of everything, because amber really overlaps over everything, so everything else becomes diluted. So, but yeah, this one would not be my first choice, would not be my second choice, but it's a very interesting one to have around. Now we're done with L'Artisan finally. I'm sorry about the ramble. They really don't sponsor me, unfortunately. But if you want to, L'Artisan, my contacts are over there. Just say. We're going to Atelier Cologne, which I bought a coffret when I went to France, and they had this coffret in sale, which actually is a very good value because each of these bottles has, if I'm not mistaken, between 5 and 10 milliliters, something like that. It has 7 milliliters. So if you add up 5 bottles of 7 milliliters, you almost have one of 50 milliliters, and it's less than half the price of a 50 milliliter bottle of perfume from Atelier Cologne. Point number 1. Point number 2, you get to try a lot of fragrance from the brand that I personally never used, but I'm really wanting to. So first one, Orange Sanguine, is this one. So let me smell it too. This one is probably the one that everyone smells and says wow, because it just smells like orange peels, and it's a very familiar for everyone scent, I think, and a very beautiful one too. So very good one if you're looking for one that, for example, to give. I'm not really a fan of giving fragrance because I think it's so personal that you have to know a person very well to know which fragrances does he or she prefer. But this one is a very universal one for female and female, for male and female. And then we have, on the top notes, we have blood orange, we have bitter orange, and the middle notes are jasmine and geranium, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, geranium. The base notes are tonka bean, which is one of the common base notes on Atelier Cologne. And then we have sandalwood and amber, if I'm not mistaken. Amber. Yeah, and amber. Those are the notes of this one. This is a very citrusy one. Once again, not detergent-y. When you go through this line of pricing, nothing can smell detergent-y, because when you spend a lot of money on a perfume, it's not supposed to smell like your detergent. If it does, come on, you're doing something very wrong. And then we're going to the vanille Insensée. So this is vanilla and incense, as the name would suggest in French, for those that speak French. And the top notes are coriander, we have lime, we have citron, which is lemon, the normal lemon, and then the middle notes are vetiver, and then jasmine, oak moss. Base notes are vanilla and oak and amber. Now this one is a very vanilla-y, as the name would suggest, once again, the Atelier Cologne, the good thing about them is that by the name of the perfume you can guess what it smells like. And the Vanilla Insensée is a very vanilla but smoky scent and a very sweet scent at the same time, and really lovely one if you like sweet scents. I myself find this a bit sickening on its own, and I wear a little bit of this one because I think it's too overwhelming. Not my favorite from this coffret at all. And then we have another one that is quite unique, which is Cedrat Ambre, enivant, Cedrat enivant. This one, they say it's a citrus aromatic fragrance. Once again, this brand doesn't have any gender, so you apply what you want. And this one is much more lemony than the Orange Sanguine one, which is more blood orange scent, as the name would suggest. But this one has lemon, it has bergamot, it has lime on the top notes, all citrus. And then we have on the middle notes, we have mint, and then we have basil, and this one juniper berries, which I have no idea what they are. And then we have tonka bean on the base notes, and vetiver and LME, which I have also no idea what it is. But I like the Orange Sanguine better than this one. This one is a more common fragrance, although very sophisticated also, but more common fragrance than the Orange Sanguine one. It develops very good on the skin, this one, so depends on yourself too. Now my favorite of this coffret is the Rose Anonyme. This is probably one I would buy because I don't have that many rose scents. And this one has bergamot, some kind of bergamot that is not classic one. We have ginger rose, Turkish rose actually. Then we have Somalian oponax, which I have no idea what it is. Agar wood, which is oud, as people who are used to fragrance notes know. Then we have Indonesian patchouli leaf. We have papyrus, and then we have benzoin, which is also a mineral that derives molecule. This one is probably my favorite because, once again, I like very poised scents in general. That's my soft spot. This one is an old, sophisticated lady, and as I wore it in Paris, now I get reminded of that time, which is very pleasant. And this is a very beautiful scent. I would definitely buy this for myself, and it's a very old ladish scent, as I love in general. So, and I also had one here that was vetiver that I gave to my boyfriend, and I don't have it here. It's not on my collection, so not going to talk about that one. That's why there's a space missing. That vetiver really suits him and also me, but it suits him better, and I get to smell it on him, which is also very nice. And this is the coffret. If you have a chance to buy this at Sephora, do so, because it's a very, very, very good deal. The clerk said, Sephora said, "Oh, you're taking that one. That one's such a good deal." Yeah, it is, definitely, because if you do the math in this, you're saving a lot of money and you're getting to try a lot of stuff. So if you want to know more about a brand, check if they carry a coffret, because it's a really good way to try new fragrances, and you're not committing to a whole bottle of it. And it's a very good way to not invest a lot of money but try a lot of stuff. I hope you liked this one. If you did, thumbs up, you know the drill. And thank you so much for watching once again. I hope you like this one, and I'll see you next time in another video. Don't forget to subscribe to get all the info about the video. Bye!